Hey everyone, it's BDevine. Welcome to Divine Miracles. Thank you so much for being here, subscribing, sharing, and being a part of the Divine Tribe. Hopefully everybody is happy and well wherever you are amongst all of this stuff that's happening. As we all know, we're all in this together. So I thought I might do Domino Angels reading for us because I tend to get so much more information that comes through for us all. I've already shuffled the cards and just put two aside. We don't know what they are yet, so we will go through this. And of course, I'm just wanting all of you to know that you can find me online still, obviously devinemiracles.com, and also all social media at Divine Miracles. And I also have my own social page for spiritual community, and all the links are below with everything that's going on, webinars, etc. And I just wanted you to all know that I love and appreciate every single one of you, and don't give up, just hang in there. Let's just hang in there and focus on what we can do to empower ourselves and strengthen ourselves as a group, understand ourselves in perhaps a different way, and allow these trigger points that have been happening to actually come to the surface. Something that's actually been happening to me, and I don't know whether it's going to happen while I'm talking on video, but I used to stutter when I was small, and so it made it difficult for me to be able to express myself, so I used to just not say much, and I eventually got past that myself through teaching myself how to heal myself, etc. And my stuttering has been coming back because of all of the information that has been happening with regards to these arrests around the globe. And for whatever reason, it's created me to revert a little bit into being a child, I guess, and going through extreme trauma. And so if something has been happening to you like this, I just want you to know that it's not normal, obviously. It's not nice, but there's something that has been uncovered within you. And it's something that really needs to be expressed, and maybe there's a lot of emotion behind it. It's also made me really think about recording my life story a little bit more thoroughly and talking about it. There were certain people that are in my family that obviously that I didn't want to be hurt by the information. Certain people that don't know everything about me or what occurred. And so, I don't know, I guess that might have been an excuse not to write anything, but I really feel the need to record things, and maybe you also have been feeling a need to do things a little bit differently, or maybe go back into things that you wanted to do before. So let's have a look at the Domino Angel messages for us. I'm sure that there'll be quite a deepening of information, and I will be going live with you all as soon as I can. We have our son from Texas coming this week, so all of a sudden he's arriving on Thursday, so it's kind of a little bit jumbled in the air with what are we going to be doing and when we have the time to create a video together, but we'll get there. So let's have a look at these Domino Angels cards. What's the first card? Okay, Archangel Haniel. Beautiful. Archangel Haniel is with you, bringing great news right now. This is what we need, good news. The answer is yes, or a positive, to any question on your mind this week. There'll be a birth of a baby or a new job very soon. Also, the color red is significant, and obviously green is as well. When you see this color on your travels, when you see this color repeatedly coming up, it's a sign that you are on the right track. Anyone that you meet this week or connect with will be a good friend. Trust that you're doing the best for everybody. Thank you, Archangel Haniel. we need some good news to be coming in, all right? So we need the abundance, we need happiness, we need something to look forward to, right? This is what's on most people's mind, is that it just seems like one thing after another is doom and gloom. It's getting worse, it's getting better, it's changing, it's shifting, it's opening, it's shutting, it's, just do this and just do that, and ridiculous. We haven't had this kind of energy around us like this before. When we open up to the angels to assist us in our life and really allow them to take care of our problems and our situations and anything that's coming up emotionally, etc., the relief that you feel by just allowing that detachment and allowing that disconnect for just a moment is worth it. It's what you're looking for. We spend our life, frustrated and overthinking and worrying, and stressing and being annoyed and concerned and full of drama and listening to problems and trying to help our family, trying to help our parents, trying to be perfect, trying to do everything perfectly. And as you know, that even when you're a perfect person or a great person or a happy person, there's somebody that sees another angle of that and exploits it or tries to hurt you or manipulate you or whatever it is. We've been dealing with, psychological issues for a long time. It's what we're, the battle inside of us is discovering, or remembering who we are. The battle inside of us is trying to be happy, trying to do good, even when the odds are against us. The battle inside of us is trying to accept who we are and not look at all of our flaws all the time or things that have been pointed out to us constantly. When you truly do embrace the spiritual aspect of your life, whatever that means for you, when you truly embrace it, you are no longer looking at yourself through the eyes of problems or not good enough or worthy issues or whatever it is. You're not looking at yourself through those eyes. Spirituality gives you a chance to look at yourself through the eyes of unconditional love. It's not saying that it's easy sometimes, but when you understand that the spiritual realms, the energy of source, the energies of the angels, your guides, your loved ones, your ancestors, all those who are in spirit, want nothing more than for you to succeed. Want nothing more than for you to see yourself and accept yourself as a successful warrior of light. To look past illusions and projections and see yourself beautiful, just how you are. And when you say that to someone, they screw their face up. So, people say to me, "Oh, you're beautiful." I'm like, "Oh God, thank you." But, it's hard. It's hard to hear a compliment, isn't it? When your life is revolving around people who've shut you off or put you down. It's hard to receive. If you go throughout your whole life giving, there will be a resentment that builds up inside of you and an upset that starts to happen. Because you're giving and giving and giving and you don't see any returns, and that upsets you. What should upset you a little bit more is the fact that you don't allow yourself to receive anything. It's like that should be the point. It has to be a balance. Give and a take. When we are embarking on our journey and we're learning and we're teaching and we're growing and we're sharing and we're loving, we're doing the best that we can. the energy of Haniel helps us to just do the best that we can. It's all that's ever needed. It's all we can do. I don't know why the heck we think we have to do all of this other stuff, because as you can see, if everything is stripped away from us and everything is taken away from us and we're just sitting there in the middle of an open field, how are we going to deal with it? How are we going to see ourselves? We won't have anyone to compare ourselves to. So what do? You learn. You learn from nature, you live with nature, you grow. You give love, you give peace, you watch miracles unfold without being in competition with anybody else. Some people, on the other hand, would be absolutely lost on their own, alone, in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely, until they give up. Completely shut down because they've never experienced true mental strength. They've never reached there because they're too busy calling anything spiritual in nature woo-woo or weird, strange. It's strange that, you can connect and see the beauty in life, and it's strange that you accept yourself, and it's strange that you're mentally strong and supportive of other people. That's what they think is strange. And I know that there are those who are in the so-called spiritual sort of field, I guess you could say, that act crazy, and promise you all kinds of stuff, and only they can do it, and all ego involved. And we all know by now who's who, right? We all feel it. People are becoming frightened, and when people become frightened, they defend themselves, right? They stand there in defense of whatever it is they've believed in for so long, because to believe anything else would absolutely shake them up. It's too much, so they stay firm with what they believe in. And we're doing exactly the same thing. We're standing firm in what we believe in as well. The only thing that makes a difference is that with having a spiritual background and having spiritual guidance in our life, our mind can become sharp. It's like you could be sitting in jail and you're free because your mind doesn't allow you to give in to the environment around you. Your mind continues to stay sharp, causing your body to be at peace and creating a bubble around you so that negativity doesn't affect you. That's something that we are able to achieve on our spiritual path. And sadly, it's something that people who are in a defense mode, standing up for themselves and fighting constantly, don't have. That's why they're doing it. So we have to just be patient. We have to stand true to who we are and what we believe in, regardless of everything that's coming to light right now. I know for myself that it's most important to me to be mentally strong and focus on the things that I'm declaring in my life and the things that I'm saying and how I'm doing things. It's most important for me to try to rise above all the noise and all the fights and all the aggro and see the light constantly. And I'm not saying that it's easy. In fact, just talking to you guys like this, just emotion coming to the surface, like this. We are spiritual beings. in a physical body. It doesn't mean the weight of a physicality doesn't knock us around. And that sometimes it is hard to focus, and it is hard to move forward. Sometimes the hardest thing in the world is to stand strong when the whole world is sitting down, or making noise, or ranting and raving, or pointing fingers, or arguing over this and that and the other, and it escalates. And you have to allow yourself these emotions to bubble out of you. You have to let them come out, because we're adjusting into our energetic body more and more all the time. And we're not going to be as affected with all of this craziness as we have been. And that's what this is all about, lifting our vibration, keeping our awareness high, having love and acceptance for ourselves, keeping our mind super strong that nothing can get to us. And if it does, that we release it and let it go and start again. That you don't have to be perfect, and that's not the point. The point is that you are flawed, obviously. We all are. And that we learn how to heal it, and we learn how to move past it, and then we help others. That's it. This is coming together and things are shifting. The Angel Haniel here, bringing goodness and also rewards for you for all of your hard work and efforts. And one thing that I have to be really, really clear on is that you have to ask yourself, are you doing anything in your life right now, whatever it is, because you're afraid? Are you doing things because you're afraid, or because you really truly believe that it's the right thing to do? This is a big question, and you already know the answer in your heart. The other card here that we have is Cambriel, one of the angels of your psychic abilities, actually. This is good because you need this, right? So Archangel Cambriel is with you now, and he's helping to develop your psychic awareness. You may have strong urges to speak with someone, perhaps someone you have avoided. Now is the time to follow through with it. You will have the most energy at night, and you should attend things that you are invited to. It's not a really good time for gambling. Keeping your money in your wallet is a good thing. Unexpected visitors through the night. Thank you, Archangel Cambriel, lighting a dark purple candle to connect. Cambriel's really good at helping you with your intuition and third eye, your visions as well. People tell me that they can't see anything, however, and if I told you to imagine your front door, everybody can see that, so you can see. It's just not in the way that you perceive it. The mediumship class that I'm going to be teaching on the 25th of July is going to teach you how to connect with different angels as well as guides that you may never have heard of that will assist in your mediumship abilities. And it doesn't have to be a spooky situation either, you know. Mediumship is just more connection. The energy of our psychic senses and our awareness and our intuition and our knowingness, claircognizance, our channeling energy, all of the things that we love to learn more about and focus on, we first have to have a belief in. So this is asking you, do you believe that you have abilities in the first place? Or do you believe, like I hear some people saying, oh, I wish I was gifted. I wish I was gifted. I have heard that 1,000 times. I've even said it myself. Years and years ago, I wish I could talk to the angels. How stupid is that right now? If you don't believe in anything and don't trust in anything and are questioning everything and thinking about everything and stressing about everything and worrying about everything, and just this frustration builds inside of you, and then you start all over again. You get your crystals out, you get your incense out, you get your books out. Oh, I just can't receive anything. Then you won't. It's as simple as that. I didn't even realize I was standing in my own way. I didn't even realize that the angels were talking to me all the time, I was just thinking that those were, when I asked a question or something, that I had my own thoughts coming back. But I'd already asked the angels to, give me an answer, and then I get one, and then I'm questioning it, We really have to focus on this intuitive energy. It's been something that's been really with us, and you can hear Pilot carrying on in the background, the dog. But it's been really with us for a long time, but especially, with the Angel of Miracles overseeing 2020, and these different angels that have been really pushing their way forward. You must embrace the assistance that's already there for you. Because as we were saying before, just doing that and just accepting that and just saying, okay, when I have an issue, I'm just going to say, okay, angels, I'm sick of dealing with it. So take care of it. I'll be open to whatever comes up, whatever direction I need to go in. And just doing that and doing it as often as you need to, it becomes a new habit where you're always, asking and expecting assistance to be there, and then being open to whatever guidance comes forward. It becomes a natural way of life. And you see, when that's happened, you can see where you were before and where you are now, and how you keep on growing and changing and developing and learning and shifting and being aware. And you start to get to know yourself. It's really important. We can't just expect that, okay, to be spiritual means that suddenly you're going to be enlightened one day with a magic wand popped on your head. It doesn't work like that. We're already enlightened. We just got to discover it again and allow it to be who we are. Right? God doesn't punish us. That's a very upsetting trend that I see, where when something goes wrong, people believe that God is saying, you're an idiot, so I'm going to make you have all of this trouble in your life. Or being frustrated with God for not making something happen. God doesn't have anything to do with the decisions that you make and the life that you're living and the blueprint that you've laid out for yourself. He doesn't make anything happen to you. People make things happen to you, and sadly we allow it. We allow it as our reality. We can't be blaming God and Source for the bad that happens. It's not about that at all. This comes around a lot when people are focused on family issues and their parents, and so the parents let them down, so of course then Source is going to let you down. There's nothing to do with that. You make your own decisions in your life, and you can allow any situation to destroy you, or you can allow it to change you and uplift you and bring you into a different reality for yourself. You know, when people pass away, it has nothing to do with God's will. It has to do with the person's will. You know, the person's readiness to transition. Whether we're ready for them to transition or not, as you know, everybody is individual. When you're ready to transition, you're going to be ready to transition, and it wasn't because God said, okay, I need you. No, it's not how it works. And I know this not only because of my own experiences, but 30 years now of working with clients, seeing the other side of the veil, going past it, seeing the transitional period of my own family members, seeing them die in front of me, seeing what happens, The life that we have, the life that we're living, it's all about the decisions that we've made, one way or another. And we can sit there and feel guilty about crap. Wish I'd done this, I should have done that, I should have been there, I should have, whatever. You can do that all you like. It doesn't help you change anything. It certainly doesn't change the past. You have to come into awareness with yourself that whatever you did in your past, whatever happened in your past, was a result of choices that you made, believing that you were doing the right thing at the time. There's nothing wrong with that. Choices that are made, and family issues or problems that we have, or kids being separated or whatever. As I said, you can sit there and be guilty of all of those choices. But you must understand that every single one of us has a soul journey. So therefore, part of the journey is things that happen. Part of the journey is, sadly, terrible things as well. Things that you think to yourself, how could I allow that? And it's not that you're allowing it consciously in the now, but you allowed for those experiences before you were born, as a way of expanding your awareness, as a way of growing in knowledge, as a way of healing, as a way of changing things. We've all been slaves, we've all been masters. I heard that said to me not too long ago, and it's true. We've all been these things. We've all been black, white, Asian, whatever, Indian, you name it. We've been the whole thing, and whatever race you are now, is most likely because in a past life, just the one just before, you were probably the opposite, so you wanted to experience this. Whatever it is, everything is for your experience. There's no punishing, menacing, ugly God that's suddenly flipping everything on its heels. The people are doing this. Everybody has their place. Everybody has their reasons. And everybody, and there are some, people that obviously come forward with a mission of creating havoc, And what does it do? Although when someone creates havoc or terror, stuff like that, there's a falling down of a lot of people, but then there's a coming together of a whole lot more. I'm going to read to you from the book Angelic Guidance, message that I was looking at this morning. We've already done the Angels of New Life. Emotional healing. Okay. Emotional healing. Let's have a look at this. I was looking at this morning, and Archangel Gabriel, who's also connected to Cambriel, is one of the angels of emotional healing. And so here's a question and answer session I had with Archangel Gabriel about emotional healing, and I hope that you find it interesting. Question is, Dear wise Archangel Gabriel, what can you share with me on this topic of emotional healing that will reach the hearts and minds of millions? And the answer is the human emotions that are negative in nature are almost always conjured from long ago times when you witnessed and committed heinous acts towards others or had them done to you. And this has left huge dents on your soul that until now have never come to the surface to be dealt with. Common misguided guilt, shame, worry, negative thinking and emotions are never in tune with your true spiritual nature. If the universe were negative as a whole, nothing would exist. You all need to focus your direction to that of love. This process eludes many people. Humans constantly punish themselves, and then when their mind can't cope with the punishing anymore, they turn to punishing others, sometimes in the form of what you call killing, domestic violence, rape, child abuse of the worst kind, etc. This is a way of trying to let go of what the person is feeling about themselves. By inflicting it on others, for a time they feel released from it. Their only focus is on releasing the emotion from themselves, and for a time the feeling does go away when they perform these acts, but soon returns with added negativity straight after the act has been carried out. Any kind of medication, any kind of medication will suppress the emotion. So there needs to be a total acceptance of feeling, a willingness to stop, and a dedicated plan of action to release it. So many humans deny help as they feel spiritual healing means religion, or that they will feel a victim of their own emotions. So even when a good help is offered, they'd rather not have to deal with it. This is a big thing. Also, the reality of living a life without the guilt, the pain and victimhood is totally unknown to them. And so, with insecurity and doubt, they draw away from ever seeking help in the first place. We angels say to you, it doesn't matter what you have done in your lifetime or in past lives. We promise to lead you in the direction of your true life purpose. This may be a road you have difficulty traveling, and the first step is seemingly the hardest. How do you know how great you will become if you don't take a step towards this? Yes, even you who feel you can never be forgiven have the choice to step into the light, take your rightful place in joy and harmony. It is yourself who casts judgments and keeps your beautiful soul in a prison cell. So take the first step today and know that no matter what you think, you are never truly alone, and even in death, you will have the choice to embrace the light or come back and try again. Dear child, do not give up hope and bring such sorrow to your loved ones. When in need of strength, ask. When in need of confidence, ask. All things come to your life for a reason you put into place before you were born, and you forgot how hard it was to walk the earth. Still, you knew you would be able to do this and come home again, more evolved than before. The world is calling on you now to turn away from that which takes you away from your divine life purpose and hang on tight as your new world begins. You will have times when you will forget that help is at hand, and it may be a struggle for the rest of your life to let go of emotions and heal from the inside out. But you will soon remember that which you are forgetting to ask, as we gently remind you of this throughout your life. So the next question is, so Archangels, how do people heal themselves from their addictions in whatever form that is, and negativity? What is the process? Can anyone truly be healed? And the answer is, dear children, of course it's not a simple, easy process, because your mind will still hang on to the problem and think on it, and you may want to stop yourself, but then you say to yourself one last time. And so the act of asking for healing and forgiveness has felt like it did not work at all. If you truly want to be free of your self-imposed prison, it's a good idea to imagine your problems, every single one, in your hands. Then you're passing this over to the angels to deal with for you. This willingness, it's a willingness to separate yourself from your problems, is a relief in itself. You're finally willing to separate yourself from your problems. Huge. Some of you think that handing over your problem is stupid, ridiculous. Problems that you have in your life have been caused by constant thinking on it. Why then would they be healed by additional thinking? This is why your imagination is so powerful, because your mind is connected to God, and what you see as an angel is real to you. So imagine the most beautiful angel you can think of, or one that you relate to, and this will become your guardian of thought. This is who you ask to take your problems and deal with them for you. This process is repeated over and over each time you feel the crisis take over you and comfort you along the way. Doors will open, and you will find that there are many life areas that we can help with if you need it. Even if you have had bad thoughts, or feel like you always have bad luck, have felt used, abused, get angry easily, feel like your mind just clicks and you can't control yourself, are addicted to sexual fantasies, gambling, drinking, smoking, drugs, have hurt animals, have cast spells, have been a terrible mother, father, partner, or child. All this and every other emotion that you have that is negative can be given to the angels to deal with without any judgment about it. The process of release comes with it a great deal of faith, but you must ethically cut the cords that continually tie you to these things. Each thought back to it is another attachment. So you see, if you truly are ready to let go of unnecessary thought patterns that are restricting you, aging you, and slowly killing your spirit, then please allow us to help you. Step by step, we shall light the way, lead you to books, people, places that will help you feel strong and give you ways to overcome your urges and replace this with something better. Just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine a beautiful ball of light in your hands. Above your head, gather all your worries, habits, guilt, shame, all of your negativity, and place it into the rainbow light. And an angel for every problem will come and take care of this for you. Every little thing that you don't need in your life or are worried about goes straight into that ball of light. That is all. Expect a miracle and nothing less. Each time a bad thought comes up, close your eyes, imagine the ball, and repeat. It will feel as though 1,000 pounds of weight is lifted. Little things about you will change. You will see yourself and people in a different light and become the best you can be. But please, be patient with yourself, as you have spent a lifetime or more having these negative views. So it will be constant work for you in the beginning, as it is for anyone who's trying to better themselves and walk to the beat of their divine life purpose. So there's a note from me about emotional healing. And this type of deep healing is the only way to truly rid yourself of deeper emotions that are really not helping you or anyone in your life. As we can see, all it takes is to ask for help, and it's given, although we ourselves are the ones that will drag emotions up again, or in some cases are constantly reminded of how other people won't let you forget what you have done or what they have done to you. One thing with all of this is that we can't fix other people's problems unless they want to heal themselves first. There are certain angels to call on for emotional healing, and also crystals that you can use to connect with the angels better or raise your vibrations to the level of the angels. So if you're ready to begin the healing process, here are some ideas of what to say and who to call on to get the ball rolling. And there's a list of all kinds of different angels, but it says, don't be afraid of failing, as this whole process of emotional healing is going to be a work in progress or process, because you may keep reattaching yourself back to the problem, in which case be sure that you tell yourself that the angels are taking care of it. And there's a ton of different angels to help us, Cambriel, Gabriel, Raphael, Haniel, whoever you call on. You could just call on the angels of emotional healing, or the angels of problems, or the thought guardians. Create it for yourself. This is what it's all about. It's not about having to know names and, I must make sure I call on the right angels. Oh my God, only people have names for angels. The angels really don't, okay? They have recognition of their energies. That's how they see each other, through their own energies, etc. But we feel like we need to put a name to everything, So this was a long video. I didn't really intend it to be a long video, but there you go. It's really important to me, this whole path, this whole journey, this whole unraveling and healing. We're always healing. There's always something that we have to work on, and we're always growing. And I know that it doesn't matter what has happened in your life and who you feel you are. You are completely and utterly divine and loved. You've got no idea the multitude of legions of angels that stand over you, waiting for you to be ready, waiting for you to see yourself differently and not allow yourself to be treated, like a doormat, in whatever way that is for you. There are so many beautiful things that are coming. So it's really important that we stick together and band together in light and do the best that we can, just one day, just for one day at a time. We'll start to see things being revealed. We'll start to see why everything has had to be just how it is, just like it was in the past. Everything had to be just how it was for us to be where we are now. So everything has to be just where it is right now in order for us to be where we're going. Right? Bigger and better, brighter, wiser, smarter, more healed, younger. How about that? And just enjoying life and excitement and adventures and fun and laughter. Give that gift to yourself. Don't let these people who have destroyed you or tried to, don't let them win. That was always my little secret weapon, I guess, is my stubbornness. To not let people's opinion of who they thought I was to actually reflect who I am. And believe me, negative people can't stand it when you actually get away and you actually live a life. They can't handle it. They thought they'd done a really good job of destroying you and projecting all their own issues upon you to make you believe that those are actually your issues and your problems and your dramas and your traumas and your fears and whatever. It's not. be patient with yourself, but also give yourself credit for how far you've come and what you're going to do. And regardless of how, the spiritual path and people who are on the spiritual path, etc., and trying to help people, it's trying to get squashed out by whatever's out there, whatever dark energies out there. But I'm not going to go anywhere, okay? I will be here in one way or another, continually. There'll be times when I'll need a couple of days off, but I will be here. Okay, more coming soon. For now, sending everybody lots of love, support, of course, healing energy. Don't forget to ask the angels to just take all that crap away from you. Allow yourself to be free, that you deserve. Okay, till next time, bye for now.